Well, ladies and gentlemen, a very good late afternoon, or actually start of the evening here from Bucharest, Romania. We are about to kick off our second of two semifinals to find out who will be joining Ko Ping Chung in the final, as these two players are lagging for the break. Konrad Juszczyszyn on your left from Poland, and Tobias Boingers from Germany. Some of you may not know this fine gentleman. Look, he's lagging from the corner. That's interesting.
That's a first.
Oh, wow, that is a first. Huh. Well, that's something new. Well, I am joined... Oh, that's a close lag as it is. Konrad Juszczyszyn wins it, so he'll be breaking first. And I'm joined...
And our German fellow, I think he's eager to show that he's here and is here to stay.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption. I mean, it's hard to shine the brightest in Germany when you have a kid like Joshua Filler at the top of the pile, but... yeah, he's not yet a Euro Tour winner, not yet a Euro Tour finalist even, I believe. Konrad Juszczyszyn is a well-known quantity on the Euro Tour circuit. And even
also
on
the European Championship too.
Yeah. Although Juszczyszyn yet to win, a World Tour event, let's say. So he's also got stuff to prove, but he's a smooth left-handed operator, and he's got a chance in the first rack. So how will he play this position to the
Konrad
five?
has something. I think that he dialed down the break. His breaks are leaving him very good positions. I've seen the quarterfinals against Shane. Shane struggled almost every break.
Yeah.
And Konrad had, let's say, an easier task. It's never easy, but easier.
Wow, what a nice check side spin shot from Konrad there to solve that little problem he had to get to the 5-ball, and now in an ideal line.
He needs to thump. Okay, I thought he'll thump it, the ball, but as you said, probably the line was ideal.
I mean, a nice...
He's a quick player.
Yeah, he doesn't waste
Swift
much
player.
time.
He has a very loose and soft touch.
Yeah. No, it's clear to see that the left-handed players seemingly, especially as soon as they get down into the shot, they are lined up. It seems correctly straight away, or in the exact potting line, and merely have to double and triple check before they execute. All right.
And first blood. Compact, but less than other Polish players. It looks like they all learned in the same school of pool.
Well, they kind of do. I mean, they do come from different parts of Poland, of course, but a lot of them are brought together as soon as they are talented juniors already, and then, get into training camps, get to spend time with each other, kind of not necessarily simulate each other, but, you take bits from other player, whether you sometimes notice or not.
And Poland has culture of pool. They have history of pool, so they use it well.
Yeah, and it has to be maybe considered that Poland may be the strongest pool-playing nation in the world.
Quantity-wise, look, let's say the Bundesliga in Germany, they're doing a great job. They also manufacture. We forget Oliver Ortmann, obviously Ralf Suke. So they brought powerhouses, Thorsten Hohmann, Joshua Filler. They're bringing powerhouses every decade.
Absolutely. No, that's true. That is a special thing. But yeah, sheer quantity of players that can make it to latter stages of world-class tournaments. The Filipinos were maybe the top nation, although they may still have the same amount of players, but a lot of them are only playing in the Philippines.
Sure. What bubbles my mind is no Polish player yet got to the Mosconi Cup, although the pool talent there is outstanding.
Yeah, but besides Wojtek Szewczak winning it is a World 10-ball Championships, but it didn't have the widest field like a US Open or International Open. That could be considered a major, but that would be the first and only one so far.
But they did win multiple European championships.
True, but it doesn't include the Chinese type players, the Philippines, the Americans. So
I understand, but the ranking goes by the European tournaments and some American too.
Yeah.
Let's say these are good problems when you have so many players to choose from.
Yeah,
so these are problems for rich people.
That's true. I mean, but yeah, in my opinion, the player with the highest potential gear and that is shown to play at the highest gear already is I guess Viktor Zielinski for me. You know, most unorthodox Polish player, by the way.
He's frightening. When he's in the zone, he'll take all your air out from your lungs.
Yeah, because he makes it look so easy. Has his own kind of inimitable style. As
very effortless.
Yeah, effortless is a good way, you know. And he, as well as as soon as he gets down on the shot, he's ready. He's just kind of double checking, triple checking.
Yeah, the only craziest player more than him, I think, is our Maltese friend, Tony Drago.
Yeah. Although, Zielinski has slowed down his pace, you know, because he's also sometimes realized that certain parts of matches needs to kind of make sure of a ball or needs a certain amount of thinking time to kind of respect himself more than anything.
Which is the smart thing to do. The same goes for Joshua Filler.
He kicked it in and still snookered himself on the 3. So quite a tactical battle here in game number 2. And what will he do here? So has the option to kick off the left long rail. And we have a nifty little
I would go from here because he can kick the 9 and the 9 can actually
come off this rail.
Can actually kick from the 6 into the right corner.
So once
if it hits, if he gives strong enough, if he gives the power needed, but on the other hand, then he takes the chance of not controlling.
Might bank the 3 in off the 9 in the left side pocket. Okay. And so we'll give up a shot to Tobias Boingers. And it'll be nice to see, or I think so anyway, that hopefully Tobias can get on the board quickly to, you know, he needs to settle. He hasn't played on this feature TV table yet. And always, you know, you have to see yourself make a shot or two before you can feel comfortable, I believe.
Lest we forget that he took out a couple of giants here.
Yeah. No, he's, you know, and it does seem that the Germans are always...
He's a well-known player in Germany.
Yeah.
Still not worldwide known. So anyone who doesn't know the guy, he's strong.
Yeah, strong and experienced in winning tournaments nationally, experienced in winning high-pressure matches in the German team league, which has to be considered maybe to be the strongest team league in the world, which is always in very good stead in Germany. So in Germany, you also have a lot of national tournaments that feature international players. So it just seems to be something about the German attitude in sports. You know, it just seems to make them strong competitors, never give in attitude kind of, and perform under pressure. So this looks pretty natural. May have to apply
a bit of check side, yep.
Yeah, check side or even right spin to avoid rolling into the 9. Yeah, either way.
I apologize. I meant right hand.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, could also can use both in this case.
Yeah, it's not smart because if you don't give enough, so I meant right side. That said, you can see that he chokes the cue a little bit. He doesn't. He's not a very tall guy, but he's not short too. And
ooh, there's that big 9 ball.
It's a curse. He holds it almost towards the middle.
Yeah, we have to, well, to be honest, I'm interested to see him play and kind of what he does. I guess you know more of him already than I do. Now what to do here? Can attack, can spin the 7 ball in with right spin in the top left corner and then spin 2 rails to come to the short side of the 8 ball.
3 rails.
Yeah, well...
4.
2 probably. I mean, he's got too much angle to do it 4 rails. Can also bank the 7 towards the 8. That might be the safer option. Although he will never obtain a snooker, merely distance and an unpottable 7 ball. So if you can imagine the 7 ball laying next to the 8 ball, let's say, and the cue ball.
You can change the places. You can also run the 7 ball towards the 8 ball.
Exactly, yeah.
A snooker shot. A snooker safety. never very welcoming pool, since a lot of players are very good bank players. So
aiming down on the cue ball.
I don't think he applies any spin.
Is he bank screwing this back? Hello. Yeah, I think that was a bit wild, to be honest. He wasn't forced into that violent stroke attacking shot. You know, you need an excellent bank hit point on that 7 ball, and then also his cue ball to screw back nicely, which in the end it didn't, and he even hit the 7 ball too straight. So
yeah, also the power, he hit it very, very firmly, so the power, you know, it straightens.
yeah. Anyway, so Tobias Boingers with an opportunity squandered in game number 2. And Konrad
will finish the game. You want a tip on body language?
Go for it.
Okay. You should watch always how much water your opponent drinks. When they are stressful, in a stress mode, they will drink more.
Yeah, you want to grasp for something or something.
Yep.
You want to.
And this is a good sign for you when you see your opponent drinking more.
Aha.
But nevertheless, lest we forget that the adrenaline and cortisol is now pumping in the blood. Okay, so it will take some time to calm yourself. There are breathing techniques that you can do that will help you do that.
Yeah. So let's see the experienced cut breaker Konrad. Made the
I'm
one
telling
ball.
you for the second time, he died down the break. He knows something. He parks the cue ball in the middle. He pockets the corner ball.
Yeah.
He pockets 2-3 balls every time. If he continues like this, it will be a very hard task for his opponent at any time to beat him.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Tobias's break yet, of course. Lost the lag and hasn't won a game, so hasn't been able to display his breaking prowess. So can screw the cue ball back just north of the right side pocket. That would be good. Or else he has to apply top right spin. That's a pretty extreme shot as well. I think the direct screw back, especially the left-handers like their screw backs.
There's something about left-handers.
There is something about left-handers.
I still don't know why, but there is something about that.
Well, yeah, you know, Jayson, Shai, Joshua Filler just make it look so effortless, seem to be down on the shot.
And they're more accurate. You can see also Jimmy White that are considered very good potting players.
Yeah. I think I once spoke to Alex Laley. I think he said it has something to do with the hemispheres.
Left and right brain.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
one is more creative and one is analytical.
So here, 5-8 combo. Screw the cue ball somewhere near the 9 ball, so no matter where the 5 ball ends up, he will have a shot on it. Can even roll it. But then needs it to come up a bit further, yeah. That is.
Now the 9 ball will be a big problem because he needs to give extreme English or take a long shot where the cue ball is here, and I think that this is what he's going to do. He will not try and go down the table. He'll just take the long shot.
Yeah, or actually he might be more dynamic at a tip of left and zigzag 3 times across the table, although I don't think he will. He doesn't need to do that. Yeah, he played your shot. Acceptable cut on the 6.
You know, I'm one of the best players from the commentating booth. On the table, not so much.
Yeah. Yeah, and 3-0
is coming up.
It's a big deficit in a race to 11. In any kind of race, you know, I think it's so important. The first 2-3 games are so often write the story of the whole match.
Yeah. They give the tempo and...
first emotions are, let's say, positive for Konrad, you know, kind of negative.
I'll speak a little bit about momentum and how it changes and why it changes, if it's okay with you.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so it's like, you know, a lot of coaches say something that they don't like, and they say, you're playing the table, you're not playing the player against you.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a huge impact, because if I'm playing my son, so it's easy for me, and if I'm playing Shane, my hands are shaking. Okay, so it's not just the table.
No.
Obviously, we're speaking about pro players. This is a different level, but still, I promise you, every player that goes against Shane, against the Co brothers, etc., has an element of fear, even if they hide it very well.
Yeah, or they have an element of influence.
Yep.
To make
Perhaps
things
that's a better word.
to make things a little bit different than your average opponent.
Yep.
Because of course, if you play against someone who you've seen on live streams and on, Sky Sports often, it does make it a bit of a different thing. Yeah, I'm trying
You think
to.
he's taking the 9-ball? That's a brave. Luck favored the brave. I'm not sure
he's
it's
looking.
correct.
That
That's,
is what he's looking at. I mean, is this forcing the issue?
I think a bit.
I mean, he might be able to follow the cue ball forward behind the 7-ball, and the 2-ball might travel north of the table if he misses it.
It should.
Like so, but yeah, that is not the way to go.
And again, speaking about momentum, this is a thing like that could change the atmosphere. Although it's for lack of a better word, crazy shot. This was a tough shot to take.
You mean
okay?
had he made it?
Had he made it, yeah, it would have made an immediate change.
Yeah.
So sometimes players will take the chance because they know it could change the momentum.
But this was not
Not the case.
He wasn't forced. I mean, the safety was not straightforward. I'll give him that. But he wasn't put under this pressure to take such a long combination.
And again, he didn't give enough time and thought for the safety. He immediately looked at the combination and tried to measure it.
So he's definitely, the TV table, the single table setup, semi-final pressure is making him play different, is turning him into a different player than the rest of the tournament has. Because he's also fought his way through at least 7-8 races to 9 and came out on top.
Yep.
Playing probably, a high percentage pool, and this was not that. So Konrad, without any opposition, to be honest, has broke well himself, has played well.
Yeah, not the best of outcomes here. He'll have to go forward or backwards. I think he's quite straight to the pocket.
He's looking at leaving it there and accepting the cut on the 9. Elevation.
I think he'll actually draw a little bit.
So this 9-ball already for a 4-0 lead. Tobias yet to find any comfort. But that may also be because of his own actions a little bit. 4-0 for Juszczyszyn. Race to the Billiard Network live stream here on YouTube. Wish you a happy Sunday. Well, this helps, isn't it? World-class 9-ball.
It's always great to see that.
Not the corner ball. Did make the 1. Needs another ball to pass the breaking line. That works. Now is he going to take on this cut? I think
I'll
he
bet
will.
my left hand that he will. And I'm a right-handed, so you see, I'm not, I'm not betting everything here.
Yeah, I like these shots in a way because the brief is fairly simple. Hit it as thin as you can. I mean, if you overcut this shot, that's more of an achievement and much harder to do and almost impossible. Whereas it's so easy to miss it by hitting it too thick.
Yeah, and you don't have to apply any spin, just straight shot.
Ooh, don't know if
Somebody said, it's difficult to overcut. Thank you very much, Rico.
Yeah.
I blame you and you only.
He managed. He
for his
managed.
miss. Okay, now, if Mr. Boingers will not take this opportunity to the full, it will be a huge blow mentally and
So it's nice that the layout is pretty nice. Needs a nice angle on the pink 4 to get to the 5-ball. And from there on, it's kind of connect the dots. Yeah, that's a pretty workable angle.
Yeah, I'll try to draw perhaps a little bit of left side to draw down.
I think you might stun it. let out his stroke a little bit. Yeah, and it's obvious that Tobias has been playing great pool, so I'm hoping he can find his form again, because I want to see him play at his highest gear. And
we enjoyed the quarterfinals very much. There was Shane against Konrad.
Yeah.
That was a solid match.
Yeah, that was nice to talk through. Yeah, Shane with I guess he will say a few opportunities missed, but of course, everybody misses opportunities when they don't win a match. It really never happens that you're left without one.
Now, if you can see his hand, it's really short. He holds it in the middle of the butt.
Yeah.
His right hand.
That's true, yeah. I mean, he's not too tall, so that would also make a difference. But yeah, you're right. And if you kind of see him hit harder shots the way he just did there, his stroke kind of goes through the white, and then he kind of holds his... Not there, it was too smooth of a stroke there, but yeah, if he shoots balls hard, he kind of holds back a swing, so he doesn't let the elbow drop into his forward swing.
Yeah. Are you a believer in the elbow drop?
I am for bigger shots. Yeah, I think it gives you an easier, quicker, accelerating cue action.
But usually in the club tables, but when you play pro tournaments and everything is new, even if you have it's a little bit oily, that the cloth didn't break down yet. Touch a player like Shane, you'll never say anything about that.
No,
Shane has a different system that almost anybody in the world, perhaps Ralph Suke, can work the same thing. He works by force and power and talent. Shane is a player who can play the same shot 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Okay. So you will break any kind of obstacle with force. You understand my...
and willpower and discipline.
And this is very hard to get. It's actually or you have it or you don't. So Ralph Suke was very similar to that. He was taking, a specific drill and working on it.
So here, I think you might be taking the jump shot. Yeah, the pocket is so close for that two ball.
As a short guy, he needs to... Okay, yeah, he can.
Yeah, the rewards are there. The three ball, he's jumping over, so could have a definite position on the three ball, or a shot at least. Has to be favored to make this. Ooh, hit it too thick.
Rico, you're 2 out of 2.
Yeah.
You said the first one Konrad couldn't miss, and now favorable. Actually, you were both time you were right, but I love the commentator cares.
So, what a chance! That really should have been 4-2. I know a jump shot is never a gimme, same as banks. Yeah, so just not really in the zone of accuracy, let's say.
Not yet.
Ooh, wobbler. Still hit it good enough. So I think he wants to have his cue ball cleaned. So Robert Braga entering the fold with his cue ball marker. So this is a natural shot for the 4-ball, 2 rails and out, in between the 5-8.
Good job, Robert.
So that 3-ball wobbling in the top right corner pocket given Konrad a slightly bigger angle on this 4 than he wished for, or played for. Where he's such a talented putter. Really a player who has guts as well, not afraid to take difficult long shots.
Exactly.
Has too much angle here, but can apply extreme backspin to go in between the 8-9, hit the right rail and come back out between the 8-9. Anywhere, just not a snooker on behind the 8 will do.
I love the smoothness of his stroke. Still, not effortless at all. Effortless, not
Well, it's quite
effortless.
minimal, I think,
Yeah.
the left-handers. You know, like Joshua Filler as well, same as Jayson Shaw. Also, Jayson Shaw has a very short backswing and not a long follow-through either.
Jayson Shaw, yeah, is a puncher. Mika is also a puncher.
No, but Mika has
Mika is actually a thumper,
has
it's
the
not
elbow
even a puncher.
drop,
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
isn't it? So Mika has a long follow-through. 5-1 it is to Konrad Juszczyszyn. Choice.
Pardon me.
No, that's a worthy hobby to have.
Yeah, as
So-
you can see.
So made the corner ball, didn't make the 1, but that is quite handy in this moment. Yeah, Copenhagen missed an incredible amount of balls. Missed at least 6 unforced errors, had a few safety errors, had an illegal break, which I hadn't seen him make all tournament. Yeah, he was really out of sorts. It had to be the brother dynamic that just kind of dampens down or takes away the killer mentality that I think they play on
Yeah,
against
I agree
anybody
with you.
else in the world. You know,
I agree with you.
it was different. Too bad. Again,
Are you following me about what I said about Konrad dialing down the break? He has nice layouts after every break.
yeah. Yeah, also quite minimal, I guess. The original spread doesn't need to break it any harder. Yeah, I mean, this is a nice and flowy run out.
Yeah, nothing too harsh.
And that's the thing, if you operate the 9-ball cut break well, not the break box break, but this cut break, you know, 8 out of 10 times all balls are not against the rails, 19 out of 20 times there are no clusters.
Yep.
Some would call it too easy for these pros, really, to control that cut break. Because in my opinion, you know, the cut break you can hit at various points on the 1 ball with various, sometimes you hit them bad and you still make the corner
Decent,
ball,
Yep.
or you make the 1 ball still,
Decent layout.
you know, the same as the 10 ball.
Difficult. Almost didn't get to a bad position. He was a master of position, very
Yeah.
loose and fine snooker-like stroke. You know, he had this back
Yeah.
pause.
Yeah, he was a fairly tall and big gentleman, but yeah, had a really light cue hold and just an extreme amount of cue ball control. So Tobias made the 1 ball in the side, but only
Illegal break.
1 ball past the breaking area. So control passes. So kind of hasn't started his match.
Rico, I would like to pick your mind.
Go on.
Because I have my answers for myself and some other people, but as a ex-pro player, when you're in this situation, you have to change something. Something needs to be changed. Are we on the same page here? So
Well,
do you
quality-
take a break? No, the momentum needs to change. Okay, it's not good for Mr. Boingers. So do you take a break? Do you meditate? What would you do when you were playing on the pro circuit if you find yourself in a position like this?
Well, I think a timeout is never a bad option. I mean, you'd rather, you know, first you might think, well, I want to win 1 or 2 games first and then take my timeout, but that may never happen. So maybe the timeout is good just to break up things. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, you know, yeah, stay calm, stay positive. You know, you have to see yourself perform some good shot executions. You know, you will have to play well. Now, what is he measuring out here?
The distance, because he's the angle, you know, the angle that you go is the
okay,
angle
okay.
that comes out. So he wants to see where the middle is, and then he'll check the point, and he'll. So I'm quite with you on this point. I think, but you should do other things, because stay calm is like telling you don't think on the color red. Whatever you do, don't think about the color red. So actually, you need to embrace because it won't go out of the system. If you're nervous and you'll try to fight it, you'll get more nervous. Okay, so you need to know how to play and manage yourself with it, with the nerve. One of the better things to do are, in my opinion, okay, are several meditation techniques, which are not really meditation, like visualizing and finding like a happy place or a good place or place. It doesn't have to be specifically in pool. It could be with your friends, with your family, or something good. And this will assist you. And also there are breathing techniques that minimize the cortisol level. A lot of players think that the hormone that is problematic is adrenaline. It's not. Adrenaline is a good hormone for billiards. The cortisol is responsible for the stress, and you need techniques to reduce the level of cortisol. That's the reason you're not allowed to drink alcohol or take beta blockers, etc., because it reduces or controls the levels of cortisol.
Nice. Interesting insights here from Shai. Yeah, it's good to hear people with opinions that have knowledge about other fields and are not just straight up pool players, but have passions and interest and knowledge and have studied.
So are you implying that I'm not a good pool player?
No.
Because you'd be right.
But
I'm a decent club player. I accidentally took a couple of national championships in 9-ball, 8-ball, and 3-cushion billiards, which is my favorite game.
Nice. Right, 7-1 it is. So that kick shot, the winner break format, and no good pool player is against the winner break format.
Yeah.
Because no one complains if you are 7-1 ahead. The other player can still have a feeling or realistic expectation that with some good play you can come back and win.
Yeah, there are pros and cons to every system, I think, but since pool is fast and loose, mainly 9-ball, so I am with you on the same page here that winner breaks is more it has more of an edge, it has more, more blood.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, that's why I started playing pool, that if you have just break and run out a rack and you're getting ready to break again, or even you've broken and ran 2 racks or something, the third break you're kind of walking around the table, you're a bit taller, you feel alive, and you just hit that break a little bit better with a bit more momentum, and it's a beautiful thing. And I think the alternate break format is just a little bit boring. Kind of you break, you try to run out, I sit down. I know it sounds fair enough, but also I think some players under pressure, there are only a few players in the world that in an international tournament, latter stages, can break and run 3 or more racks. There's not, whereas everybody, or there are 1,000 players that can break and run 1 rack every time.
Well, your countryman was a big advocate for the winner break.
Who, Niels?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think
made a lot of noise about this issue.
No, I think it's fair enough,
fair.
And it seems to be working in the matchroom tournaments. It gives exciting matches. I mean, you also see more maybe 9-1, 9-2 score lines, but nobody complains about that either or something. Because especially now with the difficult breaking format. I mean, last year when it was like 1 on the spot, etc., that was a bit ridiculous. But the winner breaks, but.
They didn't play that in Europe. I think they played only in the Moscone this way. In Europe, I think for several years 9 is on the spot.
Yeah, but the UK Open, the first edition last year, the one was on.
This I didn't know.
It was crazy, So
they wanted to cater to the American players. What's the reason behind that?
No, it was back then it was still aligned with the WPA sanctioning, and that was their rule.
This magnificent organization.
Yeah, let's not start there. But of course, the winner break format with this cut break, no break box rule wouldn't be good, because I think it's too easy to execute a break where you're left with an opportunity, even with the 3-point rule in effect.
I have another opinion, believe it or not. I think that whatever system you will give these pro players, they'll find a way to work with it. They're so good You
Yeah,
know what
no,
I mean?
that's
Obviously, you shouldn't give them a very easy way out. Like one on the spot is a joke. Okay.
Yeah.
When also 2007 when Ralph Suka lost the finals to Ronnie Alcano. And
yeah.
Alcano is
Oh, yeah.
outstanding player, but he just he
Screwed the
didn't
cue ball back 2 rails, right?
yeah.
Every time.
He gave it such a soft touch, and every time he got like a Lego. Everything was built.
Yeah.
And this was a time where all the power breakers were, Shannon the Cannon, etc., and
Were-
Alice Pagulayan and all the Filipinos were smashing the balls.
Yeah.
He got the first one. Obviously, was Corey Deuel to find this.
Yeah. No, it's a fair enough thing that players find out, the loopholes to get themselves
Sure.
easier opportunities.
You were speaking about your countrymen. He was also speaking about Shane
Hmm.
playing a little bit with the gaps between the rack.
Yeah. But that is now nullified with the template racks, I guess.
Sure. By the way, I love the turtle rack. I think it's an outstanding rack.
Yeah. I haven't had any problems with it. I mean,
It's durable.
to be honest, it's not that difficult to develop a rack where all balls are touching. It's just a piece of plastic in
Do
the
you
end.
remember the start of the rack?
I do, yeah. Right, so Konrad stretching the lead, 8 racks to 1. You can... Yeah, it can't really be tiredness either, because all players have only kind of played 2 matches today, whereas yesterday they were playing at least 5 matches, which is unheard of really in any other game or sport, international tournament.
Unless we forget the pressure of the cameras.
Yeah.
It puts some weight on your shoulders.
Yeah. A specifically designed arena. He's been playing the whole tournament on the outside tables, which feels like a pool hall because it is. And now, one table, brighter lights, bit different.
Even the table is a
tiny bit different,
yep.
yeah. This is a Gold
So
Crown 5, and we're playing on Gold Crown 4s in the rest of the arena.
And I think it's a little bit tighter pockets. Am I correct?
No.
Nope. Okay.
But the cue ball does react ever so slightly different in a warmer atmosphere, which these bright lights bring. So
Obviously.
Can he find the snooker? Yes, he can. Now, didn't really...
Do you know why the cue ball runs more on these TV tables? Why the warmth of the lamps change the...
Well, it makes the cloth grip the cue ball later.
Yeah, exactly. What it does, it heatens a little bit the surface.
Yeah.
And then what it does, it takes out all the humidity from the cloth.
Yeah.
So it's a bit quicker.
Yeah. Nice. So Konrad not opting to kick at this, maybe invited by the 2-6 possibility, whether it's a combination. I think he's going for the carom actually, yeah. So wants to hit the 2-ball half ball on his left side, our right, and then drift the cue ball into the 6. Tough shot.
But he's an outstanding jump. He's outstanding with a short cue. Not that this showed it, but he has really good shots we've seen throughout the tournament. He draws. He actually goes to positions with I myself, I just kick and pray.
Yeah.
Okay, he does a lot of things.
Yeah. So, opportunity for Tobias. We'll probably be playing either for the 3 in the left side pocket or for the 3-6 combination. Either way, needs some quality. And that is a good
that
start.
Was clean as a whistle.
Okay, that was by design. I wanted to follow the 3-ball after the 6-ball because he had position on the 4-ball already. This is pretty ideal. So straight top spin out of the top rail. Would like a 20 to 40 degree angle on the 5-ball to make it maneuverable towards position on the 7. And this is a bit too little of an angle. Yeah. And now needs to thump the cue ball or follow it through 2 rails.
And he's a bit hampered by the 7-ball.
Yeah. Anyway, you would expect him, however he does it, to still make his way through this rack. although he hasn't had much to write home about in this match so far. Top right spin, as you can see him apply, hopefully. Nice.
That's a nice recovery shot.
All right. Still, it's Konrad's break after this, isn't it? It's all a bit of a blur.
Yeah, Konrad started, so he's the even.
Yeah. Yeah, so Tobias Boingers, one of the up-and-coming players from Germany.
Do you know how old he is? He looks very young, but I'm not sure how old he is.
No, I don't know. I think he'll be about
late 20s?
28, yeah,
Yep.
something like that. Right, there we go. Second game on the board for Tobias Boingers. Konrad can keep opportunities open after this break. Cue ball coming to a corner pocket near you. All right. So, opportunity
Arises.
for Tobias to make hay during one of Konrad's breaks. And then it'll be him breaking again. Already kind of...
So we are short of 2,000 viewers just now.
Yeah, well, the more racks Tobias wins, the higher our viewer count will get, I assume.
I'm positive.
Well,
Well,
you can
thank you
see
to all for joining us and watching this semi-finals here in the IDM.
Yeah, I would
And
love
Tobias,
to see it.
oh, pardon
Go
me.
for it, go for it.
Tobias with the next break. So sometimes miracles do happen.
Yeah.
So we'll have to hang out onto our chairs and be patient. I actually hope to see a mini comeback.
No, I would love it. I mean, also, because it would give us a lot of good things to comment on. But,
And to know a little bit more, us and all the spectators, to know a little bit more about Tobias.
Yeah, and to see his high gear, because he has undoubtedly been showing, some of his high gears throughout his matches and his route towards this semi-final. It looks like a very technically controlled, well-rehearsed player.
As all the Germans are.
Yeah, and I hope he can show us more and more. So this 9-ball and the upcoming break, a chance to keep control. 8-3 the scoreline. Race to 11 to face off. So Tobias breaking from the opposite side as Konrad is, looking to make the red 3-ball bottom right corner. Maybe the pink 4 as well. Maybe the blue 2. Either one of those will do, or the one in the side. Well, 2 of those went.
Yeah.
3 of those went. Oh, no, 2.
And I think he can see the 3-ball. I'm not positive.
Yeah, so it's the first 5 racks where Tobias was just lacking in quality and kind of lost that 4-1. The first 6 racks lost that 5-1. Otherwise, this would have been a close ball game.
I'll share with you a tip that Dennis Hatch told me.
Oh, go on.
When you have a cue ball, a ball, an object ball that you're not sure if it goes or not, it goes. Because if it doesn't go, you'll see that it doesn't go.
Yeah, that's what I believe as well. Same as if you only have like half a pocket.
Oh my God.
Ooh. If you only have like half a pocket for a ball, then usually you actually have 2/3 of a pocket. So the eye deceives us, really.
Sure.
Wow, unexpected
This
miss
is a
there.
bad miss.
Yeah. I mean, of course, eventually caused by not aiming well enough, but I don't know if that was focus, if that was...
I think that he, although he took a stroll around the table, I think he rushed a little bit to the shot itself.
Yeah, I don't really know how
Perhaps he was eager to
or was he wanting to open up that 4-ball cluster? Because, I mean, this position on the pink 4 wouldn't have been any good, of course. Konrad hitting that 3-ball pretty thick, but that will do. Now, he's either going to lock him up in between the 7-9, because in making this 4-ball, he needs a very short stroke.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Even points with the tip of the cue where he wants the cue ball to stop.
Yeah, I don't think he's going for this. Just calling Robert Braga to make sure he doesn't double hit the cue ball, because this needs a very short cue action. I mean, isn't it impossible to follow the cue ball through for position on the 5?
No, I think he's too close. Or perhaps not.
He's good cueist.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's a good shot, really, at that distance to get your cue ball to roll forward that much.
Yeah, but he left himself a nasty cut.
Yeah, but at least it's a natural shot with a tip of right. Cue ball will curl 3 rails around the 7-9, back up for the 6. That's the only good thing about that. Nice. And there...
Nice is an understatement. He took it like it was so easy for him.
Yeah.
And this is a tough shot.
Yeah, it was, and that is where, you know, his putting prowess.
Yeah.
He makes it look easy. Doesn't, and it's also kind of like an attitude towards it. You know, he makes no fuss of it, and that helps as well.
Yeah, he's a cool bloke.
Yeah, because I think that 5-ball is where other players might, in their heads, go, "Ooh, this is a little bit of a pressure shot," whereas he looks at it more as an opportunity that is going to be capitalized on rather than a potential pot or something. Right, so that unexpected miss after Tobias created that opening after his own break. We'll see Konrad take a 9-3 lead, and he will be back for the break.
And this is actually...
Matter too much. So let's look at the control of the cue ball, not breaking any harder than he needs to, but still with authority. Didn't make the 1-ball this time, so might struggle to make 3 points. Yeah, so made 2 balls, but that 8-ball doesn't count as a ball that crossed the breaking line. Control of the table passes to Tobias, and he just shook his head and kind of told Konrad to get on with it.
Hey, give me back.
Konrad's still allowed to push out. Had Tobias accepted control of the table that passed to him, he wouldn't be allowed to push out. So at least a little bit of game left. 2-3 cluster, which may or may not be a combination. With the push out, always look for the furthest away area that you can play your cue ball, roll your cue ball to. So either the right corner pocket, top right corner pocket, although the 9 is in the way there. So top left of the table. Wow, this is an interesting push out here. Interesting way to push out, isn't it? Taking the 6-ball out of the equation, and therefore also able to screw the cue ball straight back to the area that he wanted. That's quite unorthodox, but also pretty creative. Well, Tobias not taking long to give table back. Doesn't like this option. I mean, is the only option banking the 1 towards the 5-6?
I'm not sure he has the right side, actually the left side, but right side for us.
That is what he played.
Okay.
Ooh, lovely result. I mean, I guess
quality and luck together is a hard thing to beat.
Well, I mean, he hit it in the realm of possible areas, you know. I guess he hit the 1-ball good enough.
A lucky kiss from the... Okay.
You know, I have a... For me, nothing is luck, you know. But that's
now the
my
5
philosophy.
is on the way. He can use the shorter angle and apply more right spin. But easy it's not, and he can swerve also, since he needs to cash the cushion before the 1-ball.
So swerve around the 9-ball, and it may not be all about this 1-ball, this rack. Whoa, what a shot.
I think he didn't even touch the cushion before. I think
No, he hit it
directly. Okay.
He did, yeah. So let's just get onto the side view and give us a proper view of this 2-3 conundrum. It's bankable, the 2 in the side.
Sure is.
But I think
But
it's...
then you'll need to follow the cue ball, and this is a bit risky.
I mean, it's better to bank it wide of the top side pocket and stun your cue ball behind the 3. Can he
But
roll
then-
the 2 softly into the rail and just leave his cue ball behind the 3? I think that... I don't know what he's doing. Let's see.
I think he's aiming up to the bottom, so he's drawing. He's banking.
Yeah,
part.
so he did do that wide bank, but didn't get the snooker. So back to normal view. Well, roll this in. Just slow roll this in. This is where Konrad would normally excel in not missing this one when it matters. Oh. Yeah, he knew that the 5 ball could come into play to save him, and so it did.
I'm not sure it did.
You think he
Tobias
maybe
can
left the
see-
bank?
No. You can see the direct. Or even not, a slight swerve. He has 90% of the ball. I think he has a full ball.
I think he might be looking at the bank. Bank with top left cue ball gives the 2 ball a little bit of right spin, which helps it.
Well, it won't be the
two-way
first
bank.
time, I'm wrong, but
Ooh, go 2 ball. All right. Don't call it a comeback.
LL Cool J.
So, well, this is lovingly lined up. Should hopefully be no problems to get to a 9-4 score line, and then it will be Tobias to break again. Did break well 2 racks ago and then squandered that 3 ball as his first shot, remember? So I mean, it can very well happen, especially if Tobias keeps winning the racks, that Konrad doesn't hit his cut break as smooth as he was doing in the beginning of the match.
Correct.
And that he, may make a ball, may not make 3 points, just may not get a shot on the lowest remaining ball. I mean, you hardly see players scratch on this cut break, isn't it? That's really...
Only if they get a kick from one of the other balls.
Yeah.
Usually you're correct. One of the options that I do see that when they apply a little bit too much of a draw shot and then it goes to the corner pocket, but it rarely happens.
Well, I've drawn it into the side, let's say, just not cutting it enough and then drawing it straight into the side from where you're breaking. So, Tobias Boingers, about to take his 4th point of this match, needs 7 more. Konrad needs 2. I mean, is that an unfathomable scoreline? No.
Guy who can use both hands
Yeah.
because of his injury. So playing very solid with the left hand.
Here we go.
We
Shot
have
on the
another
2.
Romanian guy, Babkin, that plays also very well with the left hand because of an injury.
Really?
Yep. Now this is an outstanding break.
Yeah, and an outstanding result as well. He hit him, well, if anything, let the cue ball travel a little bit too far downwards of the rack, but with the 2 ball being there, that was a great result.
Yeah, he won't hit himself for this position.
Yeah, and 9-5 doesn't sound all that bad, does it?
But then if Konrad will find again his technique of breaking the balls.
No, absolutely. He's still, of course.
Yeah, it's not in his hands.
Konrad
so
is.
This is just to agree with you. That he's now finding his momentum and his rhythm, and you can see his demeanor is more calm.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we would have take your thought of winner breaks, we could have a real match here on our hands.
Yeah. But so yeah, 5 to the 6 needs a bit of work. The 8 ball being kind of in the ideal line where he would like the cue ball on the 5 ball. So needs to choose either a straight in shot on the 5 ball or guiding his cue ball. Okay, yeah, that was the position where he was always going to have a shot. Now he's going to hit this a tiny bit off straight with top left spin.
But he needs to be careful because it's not, he has some distance to the pocket. Okay.
Yeah, so that was nicely navigated there. So 9-5, and this is where we may see him take a timeout.
You really want him to take a timeout?
Well, yeah, I want to go to the toilet. But I think one thing, though, now it's be Konrad's break, like someone did it to me, I think you should only be able to take a timeout when it's your break. When it's your inning. You know,
yeah,
whether it's your break or your time at the table.
I agree with you 100%.
You know, especially in a winner break format, you just have to wait to go take a timeout. It's not your inning, so that's my 2 cents about that one.
I'll give you 4 cents.
Yes! Getting rich here. All right, Tobias showing us the quality that he must have been displaying to get this far after a shaky start to this match. And strong play by Konrad throughout. The score now 9-5. If you can keep Konrad needing 2 racks corner ball and then had a hard time getting 2 balls to pass the break into the breaking area. Let's see what happens. Will the 3 go? The 3 won't go. The 2 will, and he will get the 3 points. And he will get a view on the 1 ball.
That's not a great view. Not a view to the sea.
Well, he can bank it softly, full on, and
he can play a good save here.
Then the 4 ball. The 4
Usually
5
you want to see the 1 ball where you can pot it and take it from there. This is possible, but nevertheless, I wouldn't take this kind of chance now when the momentum is against me.
Yeah, no, but I guess after the break, the best you can hope for is an opportunity to keep control, so.
And this is much better than just control.
Yeah, because this is an unjumpable snooker. The only respite.
You remember how long the Filipinos were reluctant to play with jump cues because of the 15 ball rotation. They were so good in playing with the cushions.
Yeah.
Them and Earl Strickland.
Yeah. Although I have seen Earl jump.
He jumps tremendously.
Once or twice. I mean, with a jump cue.
Have you seen Joe Rogan imitates? That's a classic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I jumped with him, Yuchi.
Okay, so we'll probably want direct contact. Not use the second rail, but can use either.
I would love to come from behind actually and stop the cue ball there.
Hit the ball. Oh, I've seen this happen before. Hey, we've got a bit of momentum swing here. This wasn't happening in the beginning of the match at all. And this, I wouldn't call fortunate either. I mean, he hit it very well, very thick. Stuff can happen, if he...
No, the double kiss throws down 99 out of 100. You get a good position when you at least set some distance between the cue ball and the object ball.
So what to do here? Can kick off the bottom rail. I think he might kick at it 2 rails and try to use the 1 rail.
He'll try and leave the cue ball behind the 9 ball and the 6 ball there. Ooh, this was
either too much spin or too far along the rail, and this opportunity for Boingers to come back to 9-6. It's perking our interest, isn't it, Shai?
I have to agree with you.
So this Can
you go to the side camera? I want to see if it's okay.
It's thinner than we think.
It's thinner, but it's not an overcut. He still can do it and maintain control on the cue ball. a bit of right left hand, right left.
Right, left hand.
Yeah, that's perfect English.
Yeah.
Right hand side.
That's not good enough, really. Didn't really get that
To be
right
honest,
spin.
I thought that he will come to the same approximately towards the 4 and the 5, where he can take the 3 ball easily to the middle.
This is a difficult shot. I mean, he's
Hampered by the 7 ball, and needs to cut to the blind pocket. Never easy.
Yeah, so this a test of putting accuracy just when he's about to maintain his comeback momentum. All right, so resetting, that's a pretty good sign usually. Bottom left, keep position on the pink 4. Oh, nice.
That's nice.
Clean.
By the way, that's a great tip for the club players. That once you go down to the shot and you don't feel that you have the shot, it's a good thing. Leave the ego aside, get up and go down to the shot one time.
Yeah, it's all about self-management, isn't it?
Exactly.
And the true self, not the ego, let's say. Right.
Rico,
So,
to those two Boingers, I didn't think that he'll get so far.
no.
And I'm happy, we're both happy
Yeah.
that this is the situation now.
And I think the audience is getting into this game more and more with each shot that Tobias
That's short.
execute right. Yeah.
He still can cut it, but he wanted at least 30 centimeters more. Or 1 foot to our
Yeah,
American,
we don't deal in
using
feet.
the
do we?
imperial
Yeah.
non-logical system.
All right. So we'll need to, can cut this in with no left or right spin. I was actually thinking, I would
I
apply
you
a tip of left.
Yeah, a tip of left, exactly.
and just spin
'Cause you
your
don't-
cue ball south of the right side pocket.
Pro players are so good of staying away from the middle pockets.
He isn't playing that way, and he will have to shoot the 6 in an unexpected pocket. Now he's got the wrong angle. All right, bit of negativity there, springing from Tobias. He has to stay good because he's doing well. So position with a screw back is hard to obtain because his cue ball would love to go into that left side pocket if he screws it back. But top spin.
You can use some down spin left side and go 3 cushions. It's not a very hard shot.
It's not straight enough. He's going to use top left. 1 rail.
Oh, yep. Oh, yeah.
That's nice. Okay, good. Well solved. That little part of an unexpected puzzle.
Yeah, a nice recovery shot.
Now can we get a
The better
timeout?
you are, you need to be less good in recovery shots. You know what I mean? You don't need, as we were speaking before on Buddy Hall, if you are in a position that you don't need recovery shots, you're playing extremely well.
Yeah. I mean,
You see, the balls are not running with him, or he doesn't run with the balls.
that's what it is. You know, the balls do exactly what you tell them to.
He's running at the balls.
Yeah. But Tobias 2 balls away. Remember, I think the score was 9-1, wasn't it?
Yep.
I mean, at least 8-1 or 9-2. Now, 9-6 and breaking. There we go. Tobias Boingers on the comeback trail. Timeout, even by Konrad. Okay, I might have to run to the toilet. Excuse. I'll leave you in the capable hands of Shai.
Would it be good of me to ask that you bring me a double espresso? It actually can pull the rug under our argument of winner breaks.
Yeah, because Konrad hasn't done that much wrong, really. I mean,
Well,
right. Let's see what happens here. Wants to make the 8 and the 1. Made the 8. Didn't make the 1.
But
That
he has a
doesn't matter.
position, or the 3 will block the way. Nope.
I think
He can see the one ball.
I think he can bank the one.
I don't think he can bank it. What, backwards where the cue
Corner
ball is
pocket,
now?
Yeah.
Corner
Okay,
pocket?
maybe
I'm not sure.
No. But he's got a chance to keep control, and that's all you can wish for.
He could wish for more, but that's what he gets.
So cue ball behind the 3-5, one ball behind the 5.
By the way, the Longoni cue that he's playing is called Masai from Africa.
Okay.
On the name of the Masai tribe.
Yeah.
And it's like a mosaica. How do you say mosaica in
Mosaic, yeah.
Okay. And it's approximately 5,000 euro cue.
Yikes.
Yeah. But I'll give you it for 450 if you want.
All right, so Konrad has to kick at this ball, is trying to kick the one ball towards the 2-9 or behind the 2-9, and his cue ball back into the breaking area of the table. Needs to hit a rail after contact. Wow, good path, but it will stick out.
Stick out totally.
Will it be makeable?
Nope.
No.
And I think Konrad is sponsored by Predator.
I think that is the badge he's wearing, yeah.
While you weren't here, we watched another camera, and Ko Ping-yi, although lost in the semifinals, is practicing.
I've seen quite a few players here after the tournament, the morning after, kind of practicing. I mean, yeah, there's
That's what it,
passion for
that's
pool.
what it takes in order to be in the top.
Well,
my
I mean,
late father used to say that you cannot learn how to swim
hey,
by
look
books.
at this. Do you see
You
that
need to be in the pool.
combination?
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's true. Although it's also wise to take rest moments, you know, to keep energy and eagerness going. There's such a thing as overtraining yourself.
I agree with you again.
But here he needs to have about a
Tell that to Shane.
yeah, I won't. About a 10-degree left-sided angle on the 2-ball, so stay low of straight position. Although he's a bit straight on this 1-ball. Yeah,
The problem with straight balls is you can go forward or backwards. That's the reason that no player wants to go straight, even if you're on the last ball.
Yeah.
You always want some kind of an angle
could
to work with.
Could stop the cue ball and play the 2-ball from where the 1-ball is now, but that's not an
That's-
ideal
yeah.
angle either. Well, it can be if he
a cute angle.
if he rolls the 1-ball in and rolls, let's say, puts the cue ball right next to where the 1-ball is now, to the right. That would be an ideal angle.
An old guy like me, so my eyes don't work
Okay,
as
fair
good
enough.
as yours. So I'll take your word that you can stick there and play it. I wouldn't do that.
All right, bottom right spin. Oh, Tobias! Thought about it so long that kind of took his eye off the pot. Oh, disappointment. And this
We can even say a better word, disaster.
is a chance that Konrad is not going to let slip, I think. He knows he was on the verge of being pegged back properly, and now, this is
He
totally
rushed it.
the wrong angle.
Can I share with you one thing? When you get a position that you shouldn't get, okay, like Konrad just got, you get a boost, a rush of adrenaline in your body. You see, he leaped out of his chair. He
Yeah.
didn't. The best thing you can do is wait for 10-15 seconds to let the rush of adrenaline go down. It's the same when you do a great shot.
Yeah. You
Okay?
make a bad shot
you should
after.
you should wait between 10 and 20 seconds just to let the rush of adrenaline go down. And this is what happened. He overcooked the shot.
Yeah. Ooh, went for the cut. Ooh, frustration for Konrad. Self-inflicted frustration, that is. Opportunities missed again. Ooh, and you see, this time Tobias was the one to kind of run to the table. Now, this is not an automatic position on the 4. He's maybe better off spinning 2 rails and out to the center of table. There's a bigger area for positional pleasure there. Oh, that cue ball's not that is not what he wanted to do, but he'll take it. He hit the 3-ball way too thick.
It's always hard to judge the object ball when it's in the pocket.
Yeah. It's a very specific hit required. Now you can even see Tobias laughing either towards a friend or just to himself. The tension in this arena is rising.
Building up, yep.
So now, left with such an angle, he can only play position for the 6 in the same pocket, most likely.
And he needs to be careful from the 7 ball that could...
Yeah, doesn't really feel like slow rolling this 5 ball. You'd rather use a fairly full stroke, but has to kind of hold his cue ball. So make the 5 and no more, really. Travel into the right rail and then towards the left side pocket. Oh, maybe better get up. He was already hesitating. It's taking too long, and that takes away from your cue ball touch.
Not only this, you'll see that he changed his grip. His grip is now way back. And this is not a shot that requires any kind of power.
No, but his bridge hand is longer, right? Because he's bridging from the rail. So his bridge hand is further away from the white ball. That is why he's holding the cue further back. Well, you're right. He may be holding it further back than usual. Yeah, he knows this is a delicate shot. Okay. Played it differently. Oh, people.
And you said you don't want drama.
Well,
That's
who would have
the drama.
thought, with the 3 ball hanging over the pocket and the 5 ball being in the vicinity, that this is now the position you find yourself in after 2 shots.
You know what's the curse of every good pool player? I never had this curse because I was never a good pool player. They always remember the bad shots. They don't give themselves credit for the great shots, and it haunts them, the bad shots.
Yeah, it's hard to play with a total clean database. Maybe.
Oh my God!
Well, that will stall the comeback, and this rack would have hurt so much for Konrad to lose, having had the opportunity.
Rico, I've seen something here, and tell me if it touched the cue ball with his cue, it doesn't mean that he forfeit this specific frame.
No, he's just kind of sometimes you strike it with your cue ball to kind of drift it towards your opponent to give him ball in hand.
Which he didn't this time, but okay.
No, or it would be a 2-foul situation.
A couple of years ago,
the 7
in the
ball.
Moscone Cup, Niels Vegen, your countryman, made the winning shot, left the cue,
But he had to play it with inside, just to be able to stroke it a bit fuller. Hit the 6 on the way down. I think he still should have slow rolled the 5 with a natural white. All right, made the corner ball, didn't make the 1, and is going to have no shot on the 1 ball, plus an illegal break. So Tobias will pass control, and that is for sure. Because Tobias wouldn't be able to push out.
And although I said that Konrad is not easily shaken, I think that the couple of last frames and bad breaks are getting to him.
Well,
and you see it in this break. This is obviously just my opinion. And if you don't agree with me, I'll never speak to you again.
No, I think it's also negativity sets in. Like maybe thinking when you're unlucky or unlucky for Tobias to be making his comeback. But there's nothing.
It changes when you're stressful. It changes a little bit the tonus of your muscles. Okay. Yeah. So usually when it comes, it has more impact to players with a long flow. Okay, so you are suddenly the muscle are strengthening a little bit more, and they contract a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's in millimeters, but it does make a change.
So the push out played by Konrad. Now, the option for Tobias to play this.
There's no way he'll give it back. He'll take this shot.
Yeah, but should he? Well, yeah, I guess
it's also a confidence builder, and if he makes it, he has an easy save on the 2 ball.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I guess it's a good push out. You can't really give it back knowing that Konrad is such a good 1 ball potter or potter of a single ball. And that could have happened as well.
Oh my God!
Aye! living on the edge. Tobias Boingers will have felt momentarily, is this my last shot of the match? Whereas now, is he hooked behind the jaw? I don't think so. Let's quickly go.
No, he's not. He will park the cue ball behind the 9-ball.
Back, though. Has to draw it back ever so slightly. Nice. I think that will...
Yeah, that is sufficient.
That's good with the 2-ball out in the open. Hard ball to hit. You can kind of imagine wanting to hit...
Two cushions. Actually, it's not a very hard carom shot.
Well, yeah, kind of one cushion, but then aiming like you're trying to pot the ball into the corner pocket. So hitting it.
I myself would go 2 cushions and go from behind, but...
that's what he's doing. Nice. Yeah, going the Shai way. Ooh, what a result here. Yeah, it was a good hit.
That's a nice sentence, going the Shai way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell everyone that I invented it, and I'll use it from now on.
Okay, I won't need... I'll just take moral credit now. So what to do here? I mean, you can kick at it, but it's so hard to get away with it.
But actually, if you kick it correctly, good thing, and with a little bit of power, good things can happen because the 3-ball can actually run to the 7. I know it sounds far-fetched, but it's not. And if you hit it firmly or straight, so the 2-ball will stuck to the left cushion, and you're kind of good. Good things can happen here.
Oh, he's going to hit it. Oh, no. Yeah, that's what I saw. Ooh.
I thought he will try and hit it fuller.
I mean, a half-ball kiss on the 8-ball would have snookered him, but as things stand, well, the cue ball will be stringing back and forth.
Now that's a pressure shot.
Now the question is, the cue ball will travel into the left long rail, but will it go forward?
Now you've seen a little mistake. I'm accustomed to look at the body language. He has done no with the head while he was going down.
Ooh,
which is
a nice shot.
You know, he was looking at the ball and doing like this, no, with the head, left and right.
That's not really good, no.
Nope, although he potted it.
So this is a chance to turn this slight, well, severe comeback by Tobias Boingers, grind that to a halt and win the last 2 racks and make it an 11-6 victory to make his way into the final against Ko Ping Chung. And that final will start at 8 o'clock if this doesn't finish later than that.
Mr. Diks, if you remember last year, the finals were the same. A Polish player against the other co-brother.
Yeah.
So I think he feels a national obligation to revenge the loss of...
So Konrad Juszczyszyn just composing himself. 2 balls for a place in the final.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. The final of the Mezz Bucharest 9-ball championships coming up. He's a victor with 11-6 over Tobias Boingers. I thank my partner Shai Eisenberg.
And I thank you, Rico Diks.
And the final will start in about 30 minutes. Stay right here. Go get yourself a snack. But this is going to be good. Ko Ping Chung versus Konrad Juszczyszyn in the final. It's going to be good. Stick around.